Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome. What's going on today? Let's see, where are we? We've got a big kit to build and all the time in the world to do it. No, actually, but yeah, we'll work on this build here today. It's probably going to take a little while. It's a little bit larger of a kit, but even though these kits like this are larger in size, and somewhat larger in complexity, but it's still an HG at the end of the day, so we don't have like a ton of parts. But hey, everyone that's here: George, Ferdinand, Annie Plamos here, Black Country, Apex Nerd, Unleash the Psycho, yes, absolutely, and Infernal watching over there on Twitch. What's going on, guys? Just finished MGX Unicorn 2 days ago. Worth every penny. I agree. Great kit. But this kit, yeah, big, expensive. And Sengo, what's going on, man? It's Seiken time. Yes, I've got been like, well, where do I want to start? I've got like a bunch of different stuff that I've been working on, but this week in particular, just been like really trying to work on like trying to get caught up on just like kits to build for reviews, and then also like the reviews for those kits. That's been what I've been working on kind of this week, so kind of like a mess over here at the moment, just because I'm trying to make some progress there on that stuff. But yeah, how you guys been doing? Part of the reason for that, it's a two-parter. Part of the reason is because at the beginning of July, I'm going to be on vacation for 3 weeks. So trying to, as much as I can, work ahead a little bit it's very difficult to do that, but trying to like get it so that I'm a little bit ahead, so I at least have like a few things like already recorded and basically ready to upload while I'm going to be away. But I'm not super concerned about like trying to make sure I have like a video for every day of like the 3 weeks that I'm going to be gone, but trying to have a couple of things that will be able to be uploaded while I'm gone. And I think like while I'm gone, I don't know, I may do like just like a live stream or something like that, where we'll just do just a simple, just a kind of like Q&A, just to be able to hang out and maybe answer some questions and stuff, just so that my channel's not completely devoid of any content, at least for those 3 weeks. So yeah, that's kind of the main thing. And there's just been a lot of kits and stuff coming out lately that I just kind of need to try to get a little bit caught up on. So this guy included has been out for a little while now. Not super late necessarily, but have been kind of working on this. Took a little while just to get like the parts and everything prepped for this kit, because like I said, it's a pretty big kit. It would be like around 15 videos, right, David, if I was like really trying to make sure like a video for every weekday. I wouldn't necessarily like I aim for that. I don't know if I'm really going to bother with the on the build note here. So we're starting off with the head. We have a sticker for the eyes, but the eyes is a separate part, so you kind of don't really need that. So I'm going to opt for no sticker for now. But yeah, it's not like my goal necessarily to have a video every day of the week. Oh, hang on just a second. Sorry, guys. To mute you for a minute. Hey guys, I'm back, but I will get a call again here in a second. My wife is at the doctor's office and waiting to talk to the doctor, so I was supposed to be on speakerphone so I can hear and talk with the doctor as well, just for a checkup. So she's in there waiting for the doctor to come in, and it was just taking a little while, so you have to call me back, in which case I'll have to go on mute for a moment again. Shouldn't take long, but thank you all for your patience. You should hear me again now, right? Yeah? Yes? At least as all you can hear is the background music. It's like you can hear me now, right? Is the comment just coming in a bit late? Should be back. So we finished the head. As you guys saw, I was trying to show you guys like in detail, like the cool parts like in the head there. How you had like the piece in there. Yeah, you can hear me now? Okay. Piece in there like behind the eyes, had some like cool detail and everything. So you guys are able to see that. This is all the parts for the torso here next. And what's going on, Chris, by the way? And Patrick's here as well. What's going on, man? Yes. So yeah, it's as I was saying before, pretty soon, beginning of July, we're headed to Korea for a few weeks. So I'll try to have some content ready to go and try to see if I can't maybe do a little bit while I'm there. I don't think I'm gonna make like a shopping video like I've made in the past, like a Gunpla shopping in Seoul kind of video, something like that. I may just put together like a blog or like a vlog type of video. If I'm able to, hopefully we'll be able to meet up like with some old friends of the channel while we're there. Alex, hopefully, and possibly Sungdong, you guys know as Gundam Lab or Gunpla Lab. Is it Gundam Lab or Gundam Lab? I always get it confused. And whatever I say, I always think that it's the opposite thing. But anyway, Gundam or Gunpla Lab. Hopefully, might try to meet up with him while we're there as well. And if we end up visiting like a Gundam base or something, I'll take like a little bit of video and just make just like sort of compilation vlog type of video, perhaps. But that's probably going to be about the extent of it. I'm not going to take over like my big camera or anything like that. I'll just be recording with my phone or something. Monkey guitar, yes, exactly. Do a video with Alex. Yeah, I will. If I am able to meet up with him, I'll definitely feature him in a video. I don't think it's anything. Not going to do like a full planned out video or anything like that. Gundam related. May just be like, hey, what's going on, guys? Alex has not been building any Gunpla at all for quite a while, I think, actually. But he was a good friend of the channel back in those days. So try to catch up with him. He's been working on I don't know like exactly what company he works for, or if it's just like freelance or something, but he's been like working as like a production assistant kind of role for like a lot of like TV series and movies and stuff like that recently there. So he's been meeting like with all sorts of like Korean actors and actresses and stuff, and directors and lots of like cool people. It's pretty cool gig that he's got at the moment. Got all like the big parts, which were too big to fit in my box, all separated out. But that I need to find here. Problem is, don't really have anywhere to put them. Just those for the moment. Uh, what happened? Did you hear what happened to Alex's Discord, Zach? No, I did not. What happened to that? And trying to keep in touch with Alex. I talk to him like every now and then, but I do not know what happened with his Discord. What happened to it? Hey, K-Tenmo, what's going on? Got my Psycho Gundam today from Birmingham. Any Korean-based plastic model? There is not really. There's one like producer that makes. They're not like garage kits, but like small scale, like 3D printed resin kits, and they make them in like a number of different scales. Forget the name. I've got a couple around here somewhere, but not one like right here next to me at the moment. But that's the only thing that I really know of. It's not really any like big like model kit producers or anything like that. Otherwise, as far as I know. But like gun primers there. That would be cool, I guess, if I could visit like the gun primer office actually. Hang on, I gotta put you guys on mute again for a second. All right, guys. Hello. All right. I went to LA. I had to remove a bunch of bags from boxes of kits to fit in my briefcase. Oh, might be stopping in Japan for 3 days in November. Nice. I might be in Puerto Rico at the beginning of November. I'll talk to you guys more about that later. But for a Gunpla event there, larger like a con event, but. I guess Alex's Discord suddenly got shut down. A few people lost archives to their work in progress photos of their work. Oh no, that's a shame. Isn't the RE line dead? Yeah, it does appear to be dead. And I'm looking for a couple of pieces that I cannot find here. I think I probably have them just in the wrong spot from the B runner, which would be purple. So it's kind of all purple, right? But there's a couple of purple parts that should be here. What I might do is just. I think this is in here, but it's kind of like the wrong color. You want me to? Oh, it might be right. Hang on. Sorry. Yeah, okay, it is right. It is in this shade of purple, so got it. There's that one. Sad but true. Yeah, the RE100 line does seem to be dead, sort of, at the moment. But again, remember that the RE100 line is basically the same as the full mechanics line, and we have been getting full mechanics kits, although not for a little while. It was the Raider was the last one, right? And it's been been a little while since that one. I guess about a year or so, maybe, since the Raider came out. Probably more, I guess, a little bit more actually. So we have kind of been getting stuff that is like the equivalent of the RE100 line. So I think, in my mind, and this could just be wishful thinking, but in my mind, Bandai could still, like, for the next release, instead of it being full mechanics, it may end up being a RE100 kit. It's possible, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. So this part here is, I think, in the front of the chest, right? I had these couple of little parts that I didn't cut completely off the runner yet because they were very small. I didn't want them to go missing. It's amazing, always on, like, you have such big kits like this, and then they have like those couple of like really tiny parts. Raider is part of the full mechanics line. Yes, that's correct. But basically, and again, this has never been like officially stated by Bandai, but the full mechanics line is basically the equivalent of RE100, but for non-UC, and RE100 is for anything that's from UC. I mean, it's never been said, at least that I've seen, that like officially that's how that works. But you know, if we just look at everything that's been released in both of those lines, the full mechanics line, we've only ever had stuff that's non-UC, and from the RE100 line, we've only have ever had stuff that's Universal Century. So I think that's a fair assessment of just kind of how those lines works, how those are separated. But I don't know. All right. Really cool construction process on this so far. Really nice. Just like the color separation of everything. Very nice. If we got an RE100 kit from HGUC, I will howl. Yeah, I guess that would be a tough one. I guess it would be RE100 or full mechanics. I guess RE100, I suppose, technically. Right. But yeah, that would be cool. I don't know if or when that's going to happen. They could do that. And then just release like a master grade later, I think. I mean, that's what they did with the Barbatos, and so it's kind of like the best thing that we have to go off of, and it seems to be the case for the aerial as well. We've not yet got anything regarding like a master grade aerial, but we do have the MGSD coming out. So anyway, with the last two kind of bigger series, Witch from Mercury and Ironblood Orphans, they released a 1/100 scale non-master grade kit first, and then the master grade later. At least it seems likely that that'll be the case with the aerial. Anyway, so assuming they follow a similar pattern with anything from HGUC, we might get like a full mechanics kit or an RE100 kit or whatever first, and then a master grade later. But I mean, I wish that they would just make a master grade. I don't know, but we will see. I'm saving my Psycho 2 for the bucket wheel type. What? What's that about? Shoot. We need MG Gushans. That would be cool. I almost walked out of my local Hobby Town USA with one of these. They only had one in stock. I mean, I don't know how those places work. if, I mean, they keep all their stock out, it's very possible maybe they had more in stock in the back and they only keep one on the shelf just because it's a large kit, takes up a lot of shelf space or something. I don't know for sure, but it's possible they have more. But yeah, I think at the moment, at least like here at USA Gundam Store, I think we're sold out here as well, actually. I think we initially got like first batch and we got like a fair amount, but like anything that we had left over that was not already pre-ordered, anything that would have just gone directly into stock, I think was sold out like real fast, if I recall correctly. So there's that. Very cool so far. Thank you for the super chat there. Love your contest. I just got my first 2 Gunpla kits ever. It's called HG Tristan and RG Zeta. They look really cool. I am wondering if that's some kind of joke. I really appreciate the super chat though. Thank you. Especially these days. I'll talk about that here in a second, but just to comment on that, considering the HG Tristan and the RG Zeta are like the 2 like most notoriously disliked and like often talked about as like 2 of like the worst Gunpla kits they can get. I'm wondering if that's some kind of joke, but either way, I guess I don't know. I mean, whether they're joking or not, but no, both of those kits are totally fine. And if you're being serious about those are your first kits, I mean, the HG Tristan's not like the best, and the RG Zeta, it looks great, but just be very careful with the assembly of it. And if you plan on transforming it, just be very, very gentle with it. I would recommend not transforming it, but you know, if you want to, you absolutely can. I did with mine and it was fine. You just had to be really careful with it. But yeah, so if you're serious, maybe not like the best options for your first ever kit, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. You'll be fine. And if you have any trouble with either of those kits, you know, feel free to reach out, send me a message, or just like reach out. There's lots of people in the community that can be very helpful, and hopefully it goes smoothly for you. But if not, don't let it discourage you from building other stuff. Just those 2 kits in particular, amongst the many Gunpla kits, I think most people in the community would tell you those are 2 of the worst. But here on this channel, we believe in no bad kits. So your friend told you they're great, well, maybe your friend was joking with you. Because if your friend is a Gunpla builder, then I'm sure they know. Wish we would get an RG of the XS. I mean, it would be cool. Yeah. Pretty complex design, I feel like. I mean, like these days, Bandai's really good with the RG line. So I guess I feel a bit more confident about that than like in the past. I'm kind of, I would prefer, if we were going to get anything new of the XS, I would like either like just a new HG would be cool, or I don't know, like an MGEX. I know we like just recently got the 1.5 MG not that long ago, like a few years ago, which was definitely an improvement. But I feel like if they did like a proper like MGEX of that, it'd be pretty awesome. Unpopular opinion, George said HG Unicorn is the best 144 scale unicorn when it comes to painting because it's easier to deal with than the Psycho frame. I love the HG Unicorn. Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind it not transforming, then yeah, it's great. And why do I smell? Something smells like super glue, and I'm sure it's probably not that. I'm sure it's probably something else. It is noon here, so someone's probably got something out in the microwave that somehow I'm smelling through the wall. but for some reason it smells like that smell of super glue, which is weird. All right. Oh yeah, anyway, so yeah, I was gonna comment about the super chat and why the super chat is so appreciated, because some of you may have seen on social media that I posted a couple of kits for sale, a couple of my large Mechanicore kits. So I've got these couple of parts here. Did I leave these off somewhere? Oh yeah, these are supposed to go here. Posted a couple of large Mechanicore kits for sale because lately I just need the money. So thank you for the super chat. As these days, man, it's just been crazy. So we have our trip coming up to Korea next month, which is an expense, but like it's been planned for a long time, and the like the flight is the most expensive thing. Like that's already been paid for and everything like that. But like a couple months ago, I had to, like in pretty short succession, had to replace both the alternator and window, and like not the glass part, the motor part in the door. So like I had to replace those parts in my car. And then what was it, at the end of May, my wife had her surgery. So like of course, like it was covered by the insurance, but still had to pay like the deductible. So like that was a lot still. And then like 2 weeks after that, our garage door broke, like the springs in the garage door, and like had to replace some parts for that. That was expensive. And then this week, our air conditioner broke. So it's just been like one thing after another, and like not small expenses, but like big things. And so yeah, I was like, all right, well, I really need to just not have my like credit card like maxed out. So it's time to sell a couple of those Mechanicore kits that I've been holding on to. So I did sell the one, and the other one is still for sale, and I've got some other stuff that I'd like to sell. So some other kits. Let's see. This is the waist section that I skipped ahead to. I skipped over kind of the arms and legs. Some other kits, and what else? Some painted kits. So a couple of like painted builds that I've done recently, or like over the past couple years and stuff, that I also want to go ahead and sell. So I'll post about that to let you guys know. But if you're in the market, I will appreciate it. Yeah. Florida is rough on the AC. Yeah, that, and our AC unit is like the inside part's 10 years old and the outside part's 14 years old. So it had a leak of the refrigerant on like a filter on the outside part. So on like a part that's 11 years old, and it's like rusting through. And so it's just that time. Our house is like coming up on 30 years old almost in a couple of years. So let's see. So yeah, and like a lot of the stuff inside's like original. Well, like the water heater was original. Yeah, that was the other thing. We had to replace the water heater. I almost forgot about that. That also happened in between there as well. So I had to replace the water heater in the house. That was not as bad as I was expecting. I was expecting that to be like a couple $1,000, but fortunately it was only like, I mean, still it's like $700-800, something like that, I guess. I mean, no small thing, but at least it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. Uh, have a coffee. Thank you. I will have a coffee. I appreciate it. How would you price painted kits? I've wondered how active the market is. Yeah, when it comes to painted kits, have I done a video on this? I know I've made a video talking about like commission work and like kind of how I do that, and like it might be different for different people. I don't think I've done made a video about like how pricing works for like painted kits. And so maybe I will. I guess that might be something worthwhile that I guess might be helpful for anybody that's like wanting to sell their kits. But so I'll double check to make sure I haven't done a video on that, but assuming that I haven't, because I don't think that I have, I can do that. But basically, like the best rule of thumb I could give you when it comes to selling painted kits, some people will tell you that it should be like 3 times the price of like the base kit. So if it's like a kit like this, which is like about $100 kit, something like that, so it should be about $300. Or for like an HG kit that is like a $20 kit, then selling like a painted kit of that should be like around $60. But I think you can see where that kind of breaks down. It's like a big expensive kit like this, and like $300 doesn't sound too bad. What am I missing here? Oh, okay, I missed this part in between. That's why I like this part of like not wanting to stay on there. $300 doesn't sound too bad for like a kit like this, but this is a pretty big kit that would take a good amount of time and a good amount of resources, that being time and paint and everything else. So, but especially like on the smaller scale for like a painted HG, like $60 for a painted kit like of anything is ridiculously low. It's way too low. So like it kind of also just depends on like the builder. So I guess there's like a lot of different factors, but I mean like $60 is just way too low. But I mean like you also have to take into account like the skill of the person who's doing the work. And where are these parts? M. Okay, that's not that though. Oh, it is that. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, that is a different part. All right. Anyway, do I look tired? I am a bit tired. As I said, it's been like a long week. Can you ask Adam if he was able to send the other thing yet? I will ask him about that, Chris. So yeah, I mean, like, here's how my pricing works when it comes to like painted builds. If it's a commission, it works a little bit differently, just because you need to take like a down payment, and so for like commission work, I don't do much commission work these days, just because I just don't really have the time for it. But for anything that's a commission work, I would always require a down payment to at least cover the cost of the kit, if not like a little bit more. But that way, if the person ends up backing out at any time, at least you're not out anything for like the cost of the kit. You know, if it's something that you've already like started work on, you know, in theory, hopefully you could just then sell it to somebody else, and you know, you're not out the cost of the kit or anything. So that's what I would say for that. But as far as like a just a painted build that wasn't commissioned, you know, so you had to start off with the cost of materials, that'd be the kit itself, and then you can like kind of factor in paint and all that stuff, which is kind of hard to calculate because usually you're not buying paint specifically for a build. It's just like paint that you have, and you're probably not using the entirety of the bottle, so you know, you're going to charge for like, you know, using half a bottle of paint or something like that. You just kind of have to round something. And then like tools and supplies like sandpaper and stuff like that, you could like really calculate it all out, but you know, generally you're just going to have like a kind of supply cost. You know, there is some cost to the supplies that you're using, but you just kind of have to make something up. Oh, there's supposed to be stickers in there. It's probably supposed to be stickers in a number of these parts that I probably missed. But then the main thing when it comes to selling painted work that you should be charging for is your time and skill. That's the main thing. So that's just going to be like completely up to you. How much is your time worth it for you? Are you really going to keep track of all the hours that you're working on a kit? I don't keep track at all, so I don't really calculate the time. I just basically just kind of go with, you have to go with a number that you're comfortable with selling the kit. Maybe you can see why I haven't made a video on this, because I haven't really thought it out as to how to like properly articulate the answer to the question. But at the end of the day, you have to be comfortable with the price that you're getting for your work. So I mean, if you haven't been keeping track with the hours, say I was painting like an HG kit and I wasn't doing any modification to it, but I wanted to keep track of the hours I spent, just building the kit, doing the prep work, doing the painting, doing the panel lining, decals, and all that. If I were to estimate that for just like a basic HG build, that would probably be about like 2 hours for the initial build, maybe like 3 hours, like 5 hours up till prepping. Paintings, maybe another couple of hours. With decals, depending on the number of decals and depending on the panel lining and everything, you're talking maybe about 12 hours. Like that's like pretty minimal. I feel like for like a very simple HG build, I don't know, someone might say like I could do it like way faster. Like I don't know, but well, let's say 12 hours times, a pretty minimal, it's not actually minimum wage here, but a minimal wage of, say, for example, $12 an hour or $10 an hour, just to keep it a nice, easy number to work with. 12 hours times $10 an hour, you should be charging $120 for your time then for that. But yeah, that's honestly like pretty low. And then like you can't, like, calculating your skill like as a modeler is like pretty intangible. It's just kind of like another thing you just kind of have to just guess at, basically, what seems reasonable. Because the other thing to remember is that what you're selling to someone is a piece of art. Now, some people may agree or disagree with that framing, but it's essentially a piece of art. And how art is basically priced is just whatever someone's willing to pay for it, essentially, right? And so, damn it, you just kind of have to go with the number that you think sounds right based on like your skill and everything else, creativity that went into the build that you're doing with it. So why is this not going together? I'm so mad at this part right now. Oh my god, what is the problem? Hang on. Okay, I think I found the problem. For some reason, let me show you guys what I'm thinking is the problem with this and why this is so Bandai and so annoying. I don't know why Bandai does this sometimes. Let's take a closer look. This part right here, which is this little flat bit on the side skirt, you would think that this would be exactly the same for the left and the right side, but it's actually a different number in the manual. So what I'm thinking is that part is slightly different, although I don't think that that's actually right. Might be wrong about that, but that might be what's hanging me up, why I'm not able to put just nope. I guess that was the problem, because as soon as I switched that, it just went together perfectly. So for whatever reason, this little part, which is seemingly exactly the same for the left and the right side skirt there, just this little tab that's going to flip down for the transformation would be my guess. For some reason, they made that different for the left and the right side, and that was incredibly annoying. All right. So yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling about the pricing. I'll try to like think about it and like put it in like a video where I can be like more coherent on the topic and give you like a better answer on it. But yeah, essentially, I mean, if you're wanting to sell a kit that you worked on, you know, consider your time, consider your skill, and you know, sell it for a price that you're comfortable with. And if you can find someone to pay a price that you're comfortable selling it at, then you know, then that's good. Typically for me, I've sold, I think like a painted HG kit. Now I'm having trouble with this other side now. Oh my god. Why are you doing this to me? I've sold like painted HG kits, I think like around $150, like at the cheapest. But then up to, you know, 250, 300 maybe, just kind of depending on like how much work went into it, like modification, like customization or whatever. But like just for like not any custom work done on it, other than maybe just like a custom color scheme, but like just a painted HG, I mean, yeah, like I think like around 150 would probably be about like the absolute cheapest that I would go for something like that. Like an RG, we're talking more around like 200 to 300, and like maybe similar range for like a master grade, because in terms of like the time it takes to build and paint like an RG and an MG, they're kind of similar. So even though the MG is larger usually, pricing, at least like in my mind for those, is kind of similar. Up to something, I mean, if it has more customization to it or something like that, I mean, it could be, you know, higher up to 400 or more, but usually not anything more than that, like for me, just because I don't often work on anything like too much bigger or more complex than that. But in all honesty, I think like those prices that I just told you are like cheap for the amount of work and time, everything that goes into that. So like I try to strike like a happy medium between like a number that I'm comfortable with and a number that I think like someone would be comfortable with paying for something like that, because I understand it's a good amount of money for people. And I mean, like, you know, often what a lot of people will think, it's like, oh, why would I pay, you know, $200 for a painted HG when I could just buy the kit for $20 and paint it myself? It's like, well, yeah, then do that. So what you're paying for with a when they, you know, if you're the person buying the kit from somebody, a lot of what you're paying for is like that you're paying for that person's skill and like and time or time, but basically just because you don't have the time and or ability to paint something yourself, so that's kind of the reasoning behind wanting to pay for a painted build from somebody else. Should check the manual about this, but I'm pretty sure I can assume how this is meant to go together. But there you go. Was there supposed to be stickers in the chest as well? So I know that was a very long and probably frustrating answer to the question, but hopefully that answers it pretty well for you. Yeah. Know anyone who does water slide decal resizing? Not really. until they realize they need to buy paint and tools to paint a $20 kit, which could end up costing. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, that's like, people think that the kit costs $20. Why am I paying $200 for a painted one? Because yeah, I mean, you're right. Not only time and skill and all that, but then like, yeah, if you don't have an airbrush setup, I mean, you're paying, you know, however much for getting the airbrush, and by the time, you know, you have all the tools and skills and everything else, I mean, you're well more than that $200 into paying for everything that you would need to do it yourself as well. I mean, so very good point. I'd like to learn how to reprint Gundam stickers into water decals. Well, you kind of don't really need to do that because we kind of already have that with all like the simp decals. So like here at USA Gundam Store, if you check like on the website, it's like Simp is the decal brand that we have here, and like there's a lot of like original decals, but there's also just like a lot of decal sets that are basically just copied from like the Bandai sticker sheets. So basically those already exist, and they've existed for a long time. Basically that's what like some of these like decal producers have done, is just take the sticker sheets and just turn it into a sheet of waterside decals. Yeah, I mean, you could do it yourself, but like I said, we've pretty much got all that stuff here already, just on the website. Just checking back into the chat again. I've been freelance for years and pricing never gets easier. Worse in the last few years, especially everyone's price perception is total chaos. Yeah, I mean, if you talk to any like artists of any type, I mean, this is art basically that we're, as I mentioned, you're basically buying or selling a piece of art. So I mean, that's something that people need to keep in mind. But yeah, especially when it comes to like art. Artists like what you would see like on Twitter, or like artists if you ever go to like a con or whatever. Like it was really cool. My experience recently at MomoCon, I really enjoyed just like looking at all the artists' work there on like an artist alley there. So that was really awesome. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to any artists that do commission work or sell art, I mean, it's tough. I understand. It's always difficult trying to compete with people's perceptions of what they think stuff should cost. But you got to do it. So, paint time equals build time. I price it like my visual art, though nobody wants to pay you for true time and effort. Compromise only if absolutely necessary. I mean, yeah. Like I said, I just typically don't keep track of my time, but you know, certainly it would be if you're working on something that like from the start you're planning to sell, or if it's for a commission or whatever. I mean, it's definitely good practice to keep track of your time. Sticker 4. I'm going to go ahead and place these couple of stickers here on these bits. Always value your time more than a potential customer would. Yeah. Is it art if the kit is painted in the same colors? I would say, yeah. I mean, in that case, it still is, because it's still, you know, in that case, you're talking, it's more of an art of like technique. And so you could take a kit and paint it just in the exact same stock colors. And I mean, yeah, it's maybe less like creative. So it may not have as much like creative value, but it could still have, you know, just artistic value to just the execution of it, the technique of it. Yeah, that's where, like I was saying, you just kind of have to take into account like your work as an artist. Yeah. Who's the best builder at the shop? Here, it's not necessarily a flame war. I don't know if anyone else would disagree that it's anyone other than me. But I mean, you could ask around. Who's the fastest builder at USA Gundam Store? I would say that's probably also me. What's the most you've ever stretch built? What do you mean stretch built? I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah, I mean, I just hope everyone has fun. Yes, exactly. That's a good point. That's absolutely right. It is thundering like crazy. There's a lot of this I've noticed with this build, which is good because it's like a very big kit and a transforming kit. It's good, but you can see how like this part fits into here. It fits in, and then you rotate this to like lock the part into place. And there's a good amount of that with this, which is great. I wish that Bandai would just like use that more often, just kind of like for everything, but especially on a kit like this, like it's very good to have that here. Where'd that part go? There we go. Wait, what? Where is that supposed to go again? Oh, okay. All right. I wonder how tall the Huckman Boxer is versus this. I would imagine it's pretty similar. What was that about stretch building? Oh, scratch building. What was the question then? What's the most you've ever scratch built? Scratch built. The most I've ever scratch built, I'm not really good at it, so I don't really do it that much. What's the most that I've ever scratch built? I don't know. Nothing's like coming to mind. It's usually not ever more than just like a little bit here or there, just like where it's needed. But I'm sure there's something that I'm just not thinking about. Sorry, I'm not sure. I thought like stretch build could be a thing. That's why I was like, I didn't even think that it was, didn't even cross my mind that it was a typo. I just thought that like stretch building is just a thing that maybe just I've never heard of. I could imagine stretch building being like a thing where like you're building for like a long period of time, right? Or something like building a kit like this, you know, nonstop until you're done. I could imagine someone referring to that as stretch building, so that's why I didn't really imagine that was just a typo at first. Where's that? Oh, there it is. All right. Ooh, wait a minute. Shoot, I'm not sure if that's right. I guess it's right, although it doesn't look right. Don't think that that's right. Hang on, I think I have this backwards. Between the left and the right side. I think I have it backwards. Let me see. These two parts. Yeah, I think so. So rather than taking that apart, I'm just gonna set that there. But I need a couple of parts then. This one. This one. So this should be like this. I don't know how that happened. Probably just saw them in the manual and assumed that it was like the same, but it's actually different for the left and the right side. I don't know what exactly is going to be the big difference, but as we saw earlier, even with what? This looks the same as well, but it's not how it looks there. So, okay, hang on. Let's see, 11 and 9. Is it also 11 and 9 on the other part of the arm? 11. No, it's definitely different for the opposite side. So what am I doing wrong? Hang on. What? 11 and 9. It should be like that. That looks right. But that looks wrong. I don't know. I'm just going to go with it. And okay, let me show you guys, and maybe there's something that I'm missing. You haven't missed much, David. We're this much done. I'm working on the arms now. Also, off on the topic of building kit, I still can't believe how deceptively smaller the Cavalier kit looks in proportions. There are rumors that the MGO reprint won't be getting a release in the USA. Have you heard anything about that? No, I've not, but that would be very bad news. This is why I build parts that are mirror identical to each other, like making the arm joints at the same time per pieces. Yeah, like a building marathon, yoga snap building. Are full scratch builds allowed in the current contest? Sure. You also have to keep in mind like the time. I mean, you only have until the end of August. I mean, like if there's something you think you could build, possibly, maybe like send me a message and let me know about your idea in more detail. Here's the parts in question. Okay. Everything on this looks right. Except no. Oh, I think it's okay. I think it is right. Okay. It is right. I just had it like turned around or something. I don't know. All right, Bandai-san. Sure. Anyway. Now I can't find the other piece. Oh no, it's this one. Okay. That goes in there. This one here. And then this one there. This is our wrist joint, I think, basically, right? There we go. That should be like that. It's raining. Kermit the Frog, hello. Anybody know where I can buy a replacement hand for an RX 782 3.0? It was my first one, and I wasn't careful with the fingers and one hand. Yeah, I don't know of any option for you. I'm sorry to say. Probably just not really going to be able to find like an exact replacement hand for that, and you might have to just opt for using something different. All right, and basically just our hand left here then. The next arm I might just go for building the hand first, I think. eBay, I'm gonna try that. We needed some of that rain. Yes, we did. It's been, we had like a few days there, or like, was it 2 weeks ago? We got a lot of rain, but then like before and after that, we just kind of haven't really been getting a whole lot of rain here. It'll be like a little bit here, a little bit there, but not really a good amount. But much better today than tomorrow. Like always happy to have it rain like during the week, so long as it's like sunny and nice on the weekend. So that's fine. Oh, really? I'm not gonna want to stay in there, huh? Oh, really? So are all the other fingers gonna stay in place on their own perfectly fine, except for this one? This one's gonna be the one that's gonna be a pain. Oh my gosh. How am I gonna get this part on here with the fingers just wanting to fall out the whole time? I hate when the kit makes you do a balancing act of the parts trying to get them in place. All right. But there we go. All right. Crisis averted. I guess that's supposed to be pushed in all the way, isn't it? Isn't it? Please, thank you. All right. Okay, so that's one arm done. So put it on upside down and then turn it into place, and now it's locked on, like lock-ons on. Other arm. No G-Clock spoilers for those who haven't seen it yet. Please, yes, sure, I agree, and thank you. Definitely going to be a sunny weekend, hot as heck too. All right, we're going to be at the pool, so no worries there. Gonna catch up on G-Clocks. Yeah, that's one thing that's on my to-do list as well. I'm hoping to do that this weekend. Maybe poolside. Catching up on G-Clocks as well. Need to do that. I've still only watched the first 3 episodes, and I need to catch up because the final episode is coming out next week, right? Yep. You'd be sad to see it go. It's that good, huh? I don't know if I can believe you. I think it's all just hype. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Yeah, people seem to like it, which is cool. When it was first announced, I wasn't sure like people were gonna really get that into it. I mean, because the mobile suit designs just looked so odd, so different, and you know, a lot of times people don't really like different. So it's good that it's been pretty well received. Alrighty. Man, it's raining a lot. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Probably can't really hear it that much, but it's certainly coming down. Fortunately, in my office, since we moved into the new warehouse and the old warehouse, my office was on the 2nd floor, and like basically the roof was like right above my head, and it was like a low ceiling too, so it was like literally just feet above my head and like paper thin. So like when it rained, like you could really hear it. Basically, like I couldn't record videos if if it was raining because the sound would be too messed up. But here, fortunately, above my ceiling here, there's like, I don't know, 30 feet of just empty space before it gets to the roof, but you can still hear it quite a lot. Only dislike is why we're stuck with the 12 episode formats. Who normalized this? Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. At least like for me, I would rather have a 12 episode format and have like a really like tight, like concise story rather than like a 50 episode format and it's just like drawn out and you know there's just like filler and all that kind of stuff. So I don't necessarily mind that so long as like the content is good. And, like it might just be better for the story and I'm fine with that. So on like a case-by-case basis, if it's like a good story that they have and like it's worth, you know, 50 episodes to really tell it in full, then you know, so be it. But I think more often than not, that's probably not really the case. I think that's more so like that was a system just to fit like TV scheduling more than anything else. So I'm fine with just kind of whatever length kind of makes sense most for the story. But I think they do also have to consider, you know, what fits with like TV scheduling. What's this one? Here. Are you gonna buy waterslide decals for this kit? Probably not, but maybe. I don't know if we have them yet, but I could assume that we're going to have waterslide decals for this here at USA Gundam Store. As I was talking about earlier, like we get like the waterslide decal sets from Sim, and I would assume that we're probably going to have a set. So in this case, there's no set like sticker sheet from Bandai that could just be copied into a waterslide decal set. But I mean, I'm sure that we'll probably have some kind of waterslide set available for this at some point. And in which case, maybe I will get the set or not. I don't really have plans to paint this kit right away. So, I mean, I wouldn't need to get waterslides for it until like I'm actually wanting to paint it. And then I might not even be that interested in, you know, sticking with like the original decals. I might want to go with something different anyway. So probably wouldn't bother with getting the waterslides for this if and when we do get them. Pay attention to put this on the right way. Oof. The MGSD Dendrobium would be amazing. Oof. It would be cool, but I mean, can you imagine? I don't know. It would be really awesome. No doubt about that. But man, is that right? I guess that's right. Okay. Yeah, it is right. Okay. What's up, Zach? I'm currently building the armor and weapons of Asura Tamamo no Mai, I guess, right now. I'm gonna put it on the Asura Tamamo Utage. Ah, cool. Which one's the Utage? I think that's the light armor one, right? Yeah. Okay. I got it over there. I just haven't built it yet. Yeah. I need to build that, but there's a lot of stuff I need to build. So that is what I'm trying to work on, trying to get a little bit caught up on stuff that I need to build. I think the next, what's the next? Oh, the next Megami device kit that I'm going to be reviewing is going to be the Buster Doll tank. And I've got a couple of Frame Arms Girl kits that are built that I need to review as well. The Selficar ST version, that one's been out for a while. I think I said that one's getting a reprint, or the regular Zelficar is getting a reprint. So So I wanted to review that because I've had it for a little while, and also the Congo. That one also has been out for a little while, but so we're getting a new version of the Izumo. I think it is, right? Is that what it is? So anyway, got a couple of different Frame Arms Girl and Megami Device reviews coming out, but I'm like quite behind on those. Should be, yeah, that way. Front. Okay. All right. Second arm is done, and that means we can move on to. Okay, that's right. Just thinking, are those shoulders right way? For some reason, I got the stickers. MGEX Burkott MS MGSD ball. What? Trying to get one more Musume starting off with 30-Minute Sisters, but wondering if I would stick with it or go more into Megami Device. I have one in my backlog. I guess depends on how much custom I want to get. So, yeah, I don't know. You have a lot of options. Like if you haven't really built a lot of the different Mecha Musume kits, and you're wanting to kind of like try it out. These days, you've got a lot of options, so that's good. But if I were to give you any recommendation, I mean, like they all kind of have their good points. I mean, the best options are either going to be Bandai's 30-Minute Sisters or Kotobukiya's probably Megami Device. Probably the best option. Frame arms are slightly larger and a bit less like complex with having lots of parts. Okay, the camera's frozen. All right, sorry about that. Get back to that in a second. Megami Device kits tend to have a lot more parts to them than Frame Arms kits. Kind of depends on the kit. There's some Frame Arms Girl kits that are like pretty parts heavy, but the Frame Arms Girl kits, it's like less, I don't know, when it comes to like switching between like the armor and unarmored mode. And I don't know, Megami Device just feels like there's just like a lot. It depends on the kit. And so the good thing about Megami Device kits is that they're like really complex and you get a lot of parts and you get like a lot of value in it, but it's at a higher price. So if you don't think you want to spend quite that much, then maybe 30-Minute Sisters or 30-Minute Sisters would be maybe better. Okay, legs. This kit has them. Uh, the birthday's in a couple of days, so I might pick up some 8th MS team kits. There's some. So when it comes to 8th MS team kits, the master grades are pretty old, but not that bad. The Goof is not great, the Goof Custom, but like the Ground Gundam, the Easy 8, the Ground Gym, the Gym Sniper, those kits are not too bad considering their age. That said, pretty much all of those have better versions available in HG if you don't mind going to HG. Like if you just prefer master grade, then the master grades are not too bad despite their age, so I could recommend those. The Goof Custom is way better in HG. The Ground Gundam has a nice new HG. The Easy 8 is relatively new as well. That's good in HG. The Gym Sniper is a premium Bandai kit, but I mean, if you really want like a nice HG Gym Sniper, I could recommend that. I love the Goof, but yes, yeah, it would be really nice to get a nice new master grade Goof Custom, or whatever it may be. My wife likes the Missing kits, but even she says she wants them more cakey. Oh, yes, I agree as well. And fortunately, we are finally getting one at some point anyway. Is it up for pre-order yet or not? I don't remember if it's not up for a pre-order, it's not like confirmed yet, I guess. But we are finally, at least in theory, going to be getting the Kagutsuchi Frame Arms Girl kit, which is definitely a bit thicker of a design. So that'll be nice. But I don't remember if that's actually been announced like for pre-order yet. And so it might still be a bit of a wait until that's actually like confirmed. Because they showed that design like years ago, and then we never saw it again for a long time until, when was that? Just fairly recently, I think it was at Shizuoka, but I think we saw it even before then at something else. They showed it off. And so hopefully it is coming out at some point. Heyo, Datamouth, thank you for the super chat there. Just got the reissue Eva 01 Moderoid kit. Gonna start on it. Nice. I've not built any of the Moderoid Eva kits yet, but I'm definitely going to. I don't know if I'll build like the Eva 01. I know I definitely want to check out the Mark 6. I think I pre-ordered that one. I think I pre-ordered the Eva Unit 2. And that one's also, I think, getting reissued. And the Mark 6, I think, the two that I pre-ordered that I wanted to check out. But they look pretty cool. But the thing is, like with me with Evangelion kits, I love Evangelion like as a series, and the model kits are always really fun. But then like every time almost, like once I built the kit, I just don't really feel like I want to do anything else with it, like painting it or modifying it or anything like that. Like with Gunpla, I'm like I can get excited about like, yeah, this would look really cool in this other color scheme, or I want to do this with it, or I want to give it this other different weapon or whatever. But like Evangelion doesn't spark that for me. And so I'm always, I mean, no matter how nice the kit is, and there's a lot of nice Evangelion kits and really cool designs and stuff like that, but just like without fail, I'll build the kit, and then after that, I just feel like, well, I kind of just don't really know what else I want to do with it now at this point. So I don't know. That just always seems to happen. But still, like I said, very cool kits. We got some great options if you wanted to build Evangelion kit. Oh, I guess we're not doing that yet, but assuming that we will. And anyway, yeah, so just again, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate that. And as I was explaining before, I don't know if you were here or not, and I won't completely rehash the whole thing, but especially these days, as I've just been suffering many of life's blows when it comes to unexpected financial responsibilities, I really appreciate the supports. Thank you. All right, it's supposed to be like that, I guess. Okay. That. I guess because their colors are so tied to each unit. Yeah, I think that's why. It's because, like, yeah, just like the colors and the design, they're very, like, yeah, specific and like the look of them, right? I think that's why you kind of don't really see a whole lot of like customized Ava stuff, right? It's pretty few and far between. Okay, let's see. It's like switched around here for some reason. It's going like that, and this part like this. Okay. This is annoying because you gotta put this part on there. It's like, okay, put these sections in here, and now we're gonna close it up on the other side, right? It's like, no, okay, well, okay, put that to the side. You got to put together these other sections first. Like, why not do the other sub-assemblies first, so then once we put it all together, it can just all go together at once. That's not how I would have designed it, but all right. So like this put together first. This goes on this part here. Nope, where's that? This one. Like that. So I have these together first because this doesn't want to stay in there like very well. It's going to be like falling out. So that we can put this in here all at once, put that there, put this here, inside there, and then we can close it up with not that one, this one. No, that's not right. Dang it! And see, that wasn't even the right part. How could you even really tell, I guess? I don't know. See, the sides are not the same. But on the inside, they look the same. Kind of. I guess I should have noticed that that wasn't right. My bad. All right. That's why you don't cut out all the pieces ahead of time, as they say, right? But I don't know. It's just so much more convenient to do so. Sometimes you end up mixing things up a little bit. Not a big deal, just a little goof. It all worked out in the end. Let's see. That being said, I did purchase the Ava 01 Anima Mortal Mind figure from USA Gundam Store last month. It totally looks like a modded Ava. Is that the big, like, it's not CCS, right? Is it CCS? It's like the big, like, it's like a metal build. Big, like, metal build sort of type of figure. Those look pretty cool. Design-wise, they are organic. Well, they have a lot of accessories. It can be hard to come up with customs. Yeah, that's true. Right. Ironically, I feel G-Quox parts can be good custom fodder for them. Yeah, because the G-Quox designs, like to your point, like the Evas have like a very organic design where it is CCS. Okay, good. Yeah, like if you were wanting to attach like different weapons or stuff on there, it's like stuff just like doesn't quite fit as nicely, just like design wise. Yeah, G-Quox, they're like less organic looking. They have a lot more like angles and stuff here and there, and so yeah. Ooh. So far, I've not tried doing any like custom work or modifying on any G-Quox kits at all, just because so far I've only even been able to get my hands on the G-Quox. I haven't even been able to get the Police Zaku yet. That thing's been out for months now, it would seem. I know it's not been that long, but I'm definitely a bit behind just because I've not been able to get the dang kits. I kind of have an idea of something I might like to do with the G-Quox as far as like customizing it. I'm not sure. I have more so of an idea that I'm excited about on something that I might like to do for the Police Zaku. Thing is that like with those kits, it seems like they've just been really successful and popular, like especially in Japan and everywhere else as well. But thing is that like once the kit's released in Japan, I've like immediately after the release, I just see like custom build after custom build after custom build. I've already seen like 50 different custom builds of each of these kits. But like by the time they get to me, I feel like there's less I can do like original with it, just because when I'm doing like a painted build, I always like to do something unique with it. And okay, that's why we didn't put the back skirt on yet. I was wondering why in the manual it didn't have us put the back skirt on right at the same time when we did the hips, but the reason is because you have to do one of these. Should have followed the manual. You have to put it on like that and then rotate it. Oh, no. What are you doing? Rotate it. There we go. To get it into place. So, yeah. So anyway, I do have an idea for the Police Zaku that I think would be pretty fun. And I've so far not seen anybody else do it yet. But who knows? Could go onto Twitter later today and see someone else made the exact same thing that I was thinking of. Datamouth said, I want to do a machining career kit, but give it the Eva 01 color scheme. Do you have a Discord, Zaku? I want to share pics of my build. So I do have a Discord, but it's for Patreon supporters only. So if you want to become a Patreon supporter, you can get on the Discord. I know, like, I'm sorry that that's the case, but that is behind the Discord paywall, I guess you could say. But it's $5 a month, and you can get on there, and yeah, so it's a nice community, at least from the people that are there. They seem to like it. I hear from them that they like it. It's very chill. There's some really good builders in there. There's not drama and stuff like that. There's not a whole lot of like also. I've been in other Discords, like I'm in a number of Discords, but like I barely have time to like check in on my own, let alone like spend any time at all in any other Discord servers. But like I've been in some other ones too, where they also like share just like a lot of meme and like internet meme and trolling kind of stuff. And I don't know, not like trolling people in the Discord, but I don't know, just like stuff that I'm just not into. So if you're looking for like a more just like chill, mature like place to like talk about models and stuff, I feel like it's a good spot for that. I don't know. I have oh, there you go. I just got the message that you signed up on Patreon, so thank you. Thanks for that. Yeah, I'll send you a message later. The link from when I first set it up, like the link from like when you sign up, you're supposed to get a link to join Discord, but like it's just never worked. So you probably will get a link, but it won't work to join the Discord straight away. I'll have to send you a link later on. But so apologies for that, but I'll send you that later after the stream is done. Anyway, yeah, no, I just there's other, like I said, servers that I'm in, but just don't really have the time to do much there. All right, so we're on the second leg. There's a couple of things I know I can do straight away. Oops, that's backwards. That's there, that's there. This one here. I saw a NASA-inspired police Zaku custom. It looked excellent. That does sound pretty cool. So I'll tell you guys my idea. It's not like a big secret, or I'm worried about one of you guys nicking my idea. But please don't nick my idea. My idea is just to paint it sort of like the power loader from Aliens, in just that it would be like just like all yellow, basically. Maybe it was like some gray parts and stuff here and there, just to like, so it looks nice and like mechanical. But I want it to, yeah, just look like a piece of like construction equipment almost, sort of. I guess that's the Thunderbolt Zaku 1, also kind of similar color scheme, right? But something along those lines I think would look cool on the police Zaku kit. It even has like the lights on the top, which sort of look like, you know, like hazard lights on like a piece of construction equipment, right? So I think it would look cool. That's my idea. The good point about that idea is that it's also fairly straightforward when it comes to painting. It won't be a very involved process to paint that color scheme. Okay. It's different from your idea. Okay, that's good. I mean, I've had people ask me before, like I get a message from someone say like, hey, I really liked, like I'm planning to build X kit and I really liked the color scheme that you used on it. Would you mind if I like basically did the same color scheme on mine, basically like kind of copied your color scheme? I've had people ask me that before, and I said, yeah, I don't mind, absolutely, because even if someone's making like something in like the exact same color scheme as you did, it's still going to end up looking different. I mean, like their colors might be, you know, slightly different, the decal placement might be different, and all this kind of stuff. So when it comes to like borrowing people's ideas, I don't really get too uptight about that. I've absolutely borrowed many ideas from different cool custom builds I've seen online. That's why I always say that like Twitter is probably my favorite place for first, like social media in general. Twitter is probably my favorite social media app that I use much more than pretty much anything else. A lot of that's just because it's the best resource for me for just looking at cool model stuff. So I enjoy it quite a bit. Yeah, great for getting ideas on there. Actually, who was it? Let me see. There was someone. Actually, I saw this on Instagram, but similar kind of thing. Was from Christmas. He posted something that was really cool that I saw on other way around on Instagram. Is this kit being sold? Oh, there goes our camera battery. Hang on just a second. Is this kit being sold? I mean, it's technically like for sale on the website. I mean, I don't have plans to like if you're wanting like to buy this actual one that I'm building like from me as like a built model kit. I don't have plans to sell it either, just as a built kit, you know, just snap belt or like painting it and selling it. Hello. What is going on with this thing? I know the battery is totally, it's just been sitting there on the charger, so the battery should be fine. I don't know why it's not wanting to come on. Hello. Battery just like not work or something? That would be pretty bad. I mean, we're almost done. Come on, I only need like 20 minutes more of battery. There we go. This one's working. Oh, and then I gotta plug this back in here for you guys. Hi, ZA. Do you have a son? I think when I have a son, I'm not going to be willing to let him play with my kits. Yes, I do have a son and a daughter, and they don't play with my kits, but they're now old enough that they have kits of their own. They don't like to play with, but they do build. My son in particular now these days loves building model kits, and so he's built a couple. He's got a couple under his belt, and we're basically at the point now where he's got a couple of builds done, and he basically just now needs to start learning some more like of just like the basics of like kind of modeling skills, sanding parts and that. So he's just basically cutting the parts out with nippers, and he's been doing like a little bit of like sanding and like nub removal, just like with a sanding stick or like very carefully with a knife a little bit, but still like pretty rough. So he's basically at the point now where he's ready to start learning kind of how to do it a little more nicely to just make his kits look a little better. So my daughter is like interested, not quite as much as my son, but still. Okay. She has basically only really built like a couple of Pokemon model kits. That's really kind of about the extent of it. Whereas my son's built a couple of Pokemon model kits and a couple of Gundam kits now at this point, as well as, let's see, he just built one of the One Piece ship model kits actually, because we needed a few of them built to put in our store display here at USA Gundam Store. So I took one home and just let my son build it, and just brought it back to put in the store display. So he told me I can never get a new job because I have to stay here so that I can bring model kits home for him to build for me. Which, yeah, once he gets to be a little bit better, the good thing is that he'll be able to help me with like models like this. Like for now, I don't want him anywhere near like anything that like I'm actually trying to, you know, like build nicely, right? Okay. But so long as it's just something that he's just only building for himself, you know, I don't care if he gets a little too aggressive with the sanding or like cuts the nub poorly or something like that. I don't really mind if it's just for him, but you know, once he's good enough, then hopefully he'll be able to help me. That would be cool. Okay, so that part, I don't have that on there, right? Do I? Something strange with that one. Why is that like that? That should be flush. Why is it like sticking out like that? There we go. Oh no! Dang it. Oof. Don't worry, guys, just got this piece in here wrong, so just gonna bear with me a moment. The joint lock system is coming back to bite me because it's preventing me from putting this back in here in the correct way. Hello?
You live?
I am.
Okay.
There we go. Hopefully that's okay. All right. We're almost done, really. There we go. He's a big boy. Those legs not going to rotate there at the top, I guess, just due to that design. How are those supposed to rotate? Guess they're not going to. Oh, oops. No! Do I have them both in there in the wrong way? That's going to be annoying. Okay. Have you already painted the pieces? No, I have not. It's just that the pilots for all end up tragically dead. Streaming on the clock. Streaming on the clock. Oh, yes. So got them both backwards, unfortunately. So I think what I'm gonna do is this, which is probably not the best option. But let's see. So again, bear with me for a moment. I'm just gonna take this apart. There's probably something more to this that is going to make this a bad idea, or really kind of like the only way for it to be like actually right would be to completely disassemble the whole thing and remake it, but hoping I don't have to do that. Basically, all I want to do is put this part in the opposite way. Flip that around that way, then it won't want to do that. God damn it. Ah! All right, one more time. Let's try that again. That should be facing out that way. Let's just do this. It's on there. Turn that around that way. Then we can put this onto here. There we go. Aha! But yeah, so I guess it's going to be kind of limited in not being able to rotate at the thigh, which is really? What are we supposed to do about that? Huh? Really? It can't rotate at the thigh at all? Seriously? Huh? Am I missing something? Is this supposed to be able to rotate at the thigh? Hello?
You would like the chicken? Was it good?
I did, and I'm on a live stream right now. I don't mind talking to you about your chicken, but that's fine. Yes, I did enjoy the chicken very much. Thank you. It was good. Made some very wonderful barbecue chicken and gave me some. It was very good. I do have a light outside my office that I'm supposed to turn on when I'm on a live stream to let people know, but it's a lot more fun when people just walk in and don't know and then get surprised. Okay, so that's fixed, I guess. Still disappointed. Haven't you reviewed that kit already? No, I have not reviewed this kit already. Who are you thinking of? It wasn't me. So there's the main kit done, but of course we're not done because, well, there's still a little bit left to do. It's like all the effect parts and everything, which are insane. There's like 30. Like this is like a sort of backpack part, and then there's also like the shields and the damaged head. So still a couple of small sections left here. Oh, oops. Here's all our beam effects. There's, how many was it? I think 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 of those. Zach, the gray joint has a lip that has to sit like guess over the purple. Under the purple, you mean, right? Under the purple parts, inside the eye. Let me have a look. Oh, it is supposed to be over the top of that, isn't it? I thought it was supposed to be inside there. Oh, so that's why. Okay, I have to take it apart again. Oh. How could you do this to me? I had it inside. It's supposed to be outside. Okay. Well, just so that I'm not having this stuff in the way, let me just go ahead and put together these backpack parts here first, and we'll come back to that. Backpack parts. Here we are. This is all ×2. Okay, that's good. Oh, right. Why? Look at this. Look at this, please. So this is for these little thrusters inside the backpack. And I mean, we have a separate part for the inside of the thruster barrel, which is great, fantastic, amazing. That just means it's going to be easier to paint. The problem is, and it's not a big problem, just a small thing, but see how there's that little notch that needs to fit into that little notch in there? Why? Why? There's no difference between the top, bottom, left, right. I guess there is actually, isn't there? It's like because you have like these little lines on the inside of there, and if you had it just rotated just a little bit too far one side or the other, they wouldn't like be perfectly in line together. But oh my god, why? That's so stupid. And is there not even anything on the inside of there even? Okay. I figured we were putting like other thruster bells on the inside of this part, but I guess not. Inside of here? What's that for? Who the hell knows? Alright. So, let's just carry on. That's for the funnels? Ah, okay. Oh, okay, Chief. Yeah. Seriously? These ones also have a particular orientation for them. But, all right. Okay. So What? Man, just to put the thing together is like a whole transformation process, but I did not follow that whatsoever. I was just kind of putting it together as I went along, as you would for any other normal build, but apparently that was not at all the way that they have it planned out in the manual. The crush thruster bell acts as a locking mechanism, which is cool. Yeah, there's a whole... I will not be working on the review for this today. I'm going to save that until next week, so I can come back after I'm well rested, because I feel like I need to be well rested and in the proper, I don't want to say mood, but anyway. It's been a long week, and I'm fine with just doing the build for today, and we'll worry about the review later on Monday. Got a couple of other reviews already lined up for the next couple of days for you guys. So that would be, there we go. Now, why is that? Okay. Come off. 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 Why is that still like that? So, okay, I see that the leg part is supposed to be like that, but the problem is that like it's not really like blocked from just like pushing back down inside there though. Now, what's like? There's not much like locking it up into place. Like unless you have it like slightly turned, it's just gonna like push back down inside there. I guess that's it. I guess you're just supposed to like return it so that it just keeps it from going back down into there. Right? That's it, right? Anyway. Does that mean for this one, I don't really need to actually take it off of here in order to just pull it out? Okay, it is supposed to be out like that. All right. It's like, yeah, I pulled it out, and it seemed like, yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like it's too loose, because then basically, if you have it extended out like that, then you're able to turn it at the thigh, which is what I wanted. But then it just feels like this whole huge heavy leg is just basically on like the little tiny, it's not like tiny, but it's like a pretty small mechanism which is holding like the bottom of this piece into the pieces inside here. Like the connection just seems like really rickety there. Now if you want to actually have it like turned like that, so I don't know, it's kind of weird, but I'm gonna go with it. Trust the process, as they say. Anyway, at least it's able to do the thing now. Ba-bam! Ew! Thank you for the super chat. Again, I appreciate that. Even though I'm just like making a mess of this kit, I appreciate the support. I might go to Japan on the 15th of July. Any tips? Is it cheaper to stay outside of Tokyo? I mean, how much time you got, buddy? I could go off for the rest of this live stream and beyond, talking about plenty of tips. And these days, there's just like loads and loads and loads of tips online that you can find, travel guides and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, where to start? So kind of depends on how long you're going to be there and what you want to do. And I guess those are kind of like the main things, but Datamouth, especially if you're in the Discord now, you can just like you can chat about it in the Discord. Probably might be easier, or like you can just send me a message on there and I can talk to you about it. One thing that I would definitely recommend you to do while you're there is to go to Kami-Igusa. So I've made a video there, and so you can check it out. But Kami-Igusa is just a station there in Tokyo. Want to see some Astro Boy stuff, some Ava stuff, some Godzilla stuff. Okay, you can be there for 5 days. So Kami-Igusa Station is where like the Sunrise animation studio is, and I think there's like a couple of other animation studios there. So, and I think there's an animation museum there as well, which you can go to. I've never been, but especially if you want to see like Astro Boy stuff, I feel like that's the kind of thing that they probably might very well have there at this museum. So you might want to look into it. But it's just Kami-Igusa is Kami, like Kami, and then dash Igusa, Igusa, USA. And but right outside the station, right in front of the station, when you go out, there's this like bronze Gundam statue. Super cool. And the really cool thing about that is that part of the reason why I recommend people to go there to check it out is because to see just like the Gundam statue, it's just right outside the station. You don't need to go in anywhere. So what that means is that you can go, and what I recommend people to do is to just go in like the morning times. Like if you're up, maybe like the first morning you're there, you might be too tired, but I mean, one morning while you're staying in Tokyo, just get up in the morning, and like most stuff doesn't open until later. So usually like in the morning time, you might have some time when you might want to like go out and do something, but nothing's really open yet. So I recommend you just go out to Kami-Igusa Station, because like from like downtown Tokyo, it takes maybe about like 30 minutes to get there. It's in like a suburb, so it like takes a little bit to get out there. But yeah, go out to Kami-Igusa and check out the Gundam statue there, the bronze Gundam statue. It's really cool, and you can just like walk around the neighborhood and stuff. There, like I said, there is an animation museum there, I know, but I don't know like what time that opens. So you might have to like hang out for a little while before that opens up. And I think it's not even open like every day either, so you might have to check the schedule. But yeah, it's a cool time. There's I don't know if it's still there, but last time I was there was also a really nice bakery right there outside the station as well. So it's like actually like part of the station building. But yeah, you can go have some breakfast at the bakery, check out the Gundam statue there, and then head back into Tokyo to do whatever you're gonna do that day. That's one thing that I would recommend, absolutely. But I mean, there's loads of other recommendations I would give you. Basically, when it comes to like shopping for Gunpla, I just wouldn't really recommend spending a whole lot of time like shopping in general. I mean, it just kind of depends on what you want to do. But I mean, if you're only there for 5 days, I mean, there's a lot more worthwhile things to do, I feel like, than just shopping, especially because like these days, it's different from like in the past, 10, 20 years ago. There was less of that cool stuff available to us here in the US, but like as anime and game, manga and model kits, and as all of these different like cultures of stuff from Japan, as they get more popular here in the US, I mean, it's just easier to find that stuff here. And so, yeah, I just don't think that really spending too much of your time like shopping around Akihabara is really the most worthwhile way to spend your time. But definitely check it out. I mean, definitely check out Akihabara. It's super cool. There's just nothing really like it anywhere else in the world that really compares. It's certainly like, certainly a really unique place to check out, to visit. But like, don't spend like days there. Spend like a day, like checking out shops and like going around Akihabara and doing all that cool stuff. Here's the shield, by the way. It's pretty big. Kind of reminds me of like an old like flip phone. It's kind of similar size. Yo. Other than that, I think we just have like the damaged head. There's all like the little funnels and stuff. What's that smell? Yeah. Anyway, as far as any other recommendations for Japan travel, just send me a message or something, and I'm happy to talk to you about it. Maybe more specifically, help you to kind of maybe tailor your trip to something that will hopefully be fun, exciting, memorable. But like, I've been many times, but I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm an expert. I can share my experiences with you, my expertise with you, but like, it's limited. And like I said, these days there's just so much available online for just different resources for stuff like that. So you have plenty of good information available to you. The other main thing I would say, though, just one more thing, I think, unless something else comes to mind. But another thing that I would say is that a lot of stuff isn't open in like the early morning. So like I said, if you're like wanting to get up and out in the early morning, there's not really much to do. But the same kind of goes for at night too. Like nightclubs and bars and stuff will stay open until late. But you'd actually be kind of surprised. Like, you would think it'd be like kind of like New York, where it's like the city that never sleeps, right? And like Tokyo's a huge city. You would think that like it's just like bustling all night long, but you'd be surprised, and you will be surprised, I'm sure, when you're there, to see like how quiet it gets at night. I mean, like, once it gets to be, especially past like the shops will, like, all the shops and everything will be closed by like 8, and then like after that you have like restaurants and stuff that will be open, but by the time it gets to be like 10, it gets to be like pretty quiet. And then basically anyone that's still out, hasn't like gone home, pretty much gonna be like in a club or something, in a bar. And I don't remember if this is the case in Tokyo, but like when I lived in Nagoya, and this also could have changed since the time when I lived there, but I'm just gonna giving you the information that I know was at least relevant 10 years ago in Nagoya. But clubs, actually, like a dance club or whatever, they can only stay open, I think it was only until like midnight. That's the latest that they're allowed to stay open. And so, but it's only for like dance clubs. But for just like a bar or something, like, they can stay open basically until whenever. So what would happen is that basically everybody, if you're going out to a club or whatever, you can stay at the club until midnight, until it closes, and then you just go to like a smaller bar. And like the smaller bars will stay open until, maybe 2 or 3. And then you can go to like an even smaller bar, like a really hole-in-the-wall bar, and those will be open all morning until like 9 a.m. or something. Can you recommend any website for shopping Gunpla in Europe? I don't really know for shopping Gunpla in Europe. But anyway, yeah, one other thing that I guess, I knew there would be something else I would think of, but another thing when it comes to just shopping for Gunpla there, Yeah, don't plan on really buying anything at the Gundam base in Tokyo. I would absolutely recommend to go to the Gundam base and visit it there, because you got like the 1-to-1 scale unicorn statues there and everything. It's really cool. But as far as like buying model kits there, I would only really recommend getting anything there if it's like a Gundam base limited item, which even that, a lot of that stuff you can get from overseas like pretty easily these days. So just remember that anything you buy, you then have to carry around with you. So that's kind of the main drawback. So I would, on that note, I would recommend like keeping your shopping days like till towards the end of your trip, so you're not having to carry stuff around with you the whole time. And then, yeah. Here's our damaged head. That's pretty cool. It's got the V fins all bent, and then this side's all just kind of like blown away there. Pretty awesome. Very nice to have that included and not as like a P-Bandai option set that you have to get separately, right? So, what place has the lottery system now where you can only buy something if you have a winning ticket? I don't know about that. I've not really heard. That might be something that sounds like it's probably something more at like a big camera or something, at like one of the larger like department stores. Yeah. Datamouth saying he's not really planning on buying kits unless you see some cool Ava figures and stuff like that. Yeah, you can absolutely find like, especially some really cool, like when it comes to Evangelion stuff, you could find like some really cool like figures from like the UFO like prize grabber machines, like those type of figures, because they're usually like pretty cheap, and you can find like old ones maybe from like years and years ago or something. So I used to have a few of those. I think I've gotten rid of pretty much all of them though, but those ones you can usually find for pretty cheap, like $10 around there or something like that, depending on like the condition and the rarity. A lot of times they're like brand new, or it'll be like in like brand new condition, it's just out of the packaging, and so in their minds that makes it like cheaper. But anyway, we are done with this, so I'm gonna wrap it up here for today. That's it for the Psycho Gundam Mark II. He's very psycho. Oh, yeah, one more thing on that too. Datamouth, I would, if you're worried about having to speak Japanese or being able to speak Japanese or not, it's not at all necessary. Oh. Hey, it's supposed to be a little black sticker there for some reason. Why? All right, I'm just gonna say pass on that. Yeah, especially if you're staying in and around Tokyo, like you'll be fine without any Japanese, but knowing at least like a little bit of like some basic words and phrases would be a good idea to learn. I mean, just people say that like it just helps you just kind of impress the natives and not come off as like a jerk who like doesn't know anything. But I mean, at least if you're able to say a couple of words, I mean, people won't really be, like blown away by the fact that you're able to say arigatou gozaimasu or something like that. But I mean, at least you're just kind of, I think it just makes you just kind of feel a bit more comfortable while you're there and like traveling around and stuff. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up for today. I think we've done enough, and this kit is pretty awesome. Let me show you a bit better there. Any like large size kits like this, I mean, like the main thing I'm always concerned about is just like the stability of it, but it seems like it all goes together pretty nicely, and so pretty good, pretty cool. I don't think it it doesn't feel quite as large as the Destroy, although I'm sure like head height, it's probably pretty similar. But just because the Destroy had that huge ass backpack on it, it just kind of felt like even larger. But this definitely is a big boy for sure. Let's see. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, guys. Yeah, David. Yeah, if you're planning on coming to Build Day tomorrow, I was planning on being at Build Day, but I won't be. Will not be at Build Day tomorrow. But if you guys are in the Daytona Beach area or are going to be in the area tomorrow, we're gonna have Build Day here at USA Gundam Store. Come through and hang out. There'll be a giveaway with some Kotobukiya kits to give away again this month. Yeah, I won't be there. I won't be there next month either because we'll be in Korea at the time. But I will then be at the next one then in August. But I will be building plenty of stuff in between for sure. So see you guys later. Have a good rest of your Friday and rest of your weekend. Next week, I don't know if there will be any live streams next week. Probably on Friday, I'll have a live stream with Adam on the USA Gundam TV channel. Probably not any other live builds though. Never say never though, so I'm not sure. I'll let you guys know though. And again, thank you to everybody, to the couple of people who donated with super chats today. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, if you're wanting to buy a painted build or just unpainted builds, I do have some unpainted stuff that I want to sell too, but I have a couple of painted builds that I'm planning on selling in the near future. So if you're interested, just you can send me a message preemptively before I post about it, and I can let you know which builds I'm looking to sell if you're in the market. But yeah, I mean, they're painted builds, so I mean, we're talking like a couple $100 depending on the build, so keep that in mind. But anyway, yeah, I'll post about that in the near future, and that's about it basically. So for now, I'll bid you guys adieu. Thanks for hanging out on this Friday, and I'll see you next time.